It's time for another UFC review, and if you can tell by the intro, it's not a good one. It's UFC Fight Night. Michael Chiesa versus Kevin is the main event. It's at the Chesapeake Energy Arena in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The second time that they hosted in Oklahoma City following UFC Fight Night Diaz versus Gallard in, what was that? September 2009. So, as always, we start from the prelims and go up. And I'm sorry if I'm doing this all my time. By the way, there's like something on the inside of my bum lip and it really hurts. So, yeah, just letting you know. The first fight, in all honesty, wasn't bad. Daryl Horcher versus Devin Powell, who had his UFC debut, and I think he lost that as well. So, this was a okay fight. Horcher won by split decision. I think it was more unanimous in his favor though, because he definitely had the first two rounds, and I feel like the third round was more balanced, but I definitely would have given it a split decision, because that would indicate that Devin Powell had won the third round. I don't think he did enough to win the third round. He was rushing too early for finishes, as Dominic Cruz pointed out, because he was one of the commentators. It's always either him and Brian Stan, either him or Brian Stan and John Anik, or all three, because that has happened before. And Todd Grisham as well. It would be nice to hear him on there again. So, yeah, it was an okay start of things. It wasn't great, but it was good enough. So, decent fight, really good win for Horcher. This is the first fight I've seen him in, and he did a good job. Powell definitely does need another chance. I feel like that needs to be said. Next up is the fight between the original UFC Women's Strawweight Champion, almost said Strawweight, Carla, the Cookie Monster Esparza, against Mariana Burroughs. Unanimous decision win for Carla. She actually had a really, really good fight. Like, she was outstriking Burroughs, which is surprising because Burroughs is taller, has longer limbs, especially long legs, and she's very well known for long range kicks because she's very proficient in Muay Thai. She landed a couple of knees on the clinch, but nothing Carla really hadn't seen before because of the fight with Joanna Jędrzejczyk, which was, well, that was a brutal fight. But as far as I managed to stick to her guns, she managed to get a few good takedowns, landed a lot of good strikes. She did a really good job in holding her own. Morose is no one to sneeze at, so it was a good fight from both sides, but it was pretty one-sided on the side of Carla. So next up is quite possibly the closest thing to Fight of the Night. Spoiler alert, by the way, none of the fights actually got Fight of the Night because, in all honesty, it was kind of it was a bad card. I'm just gonna say that was a bad card, but yeah, Vitor Miranda against Marvin Vettori. This is the first time around this fight in a couple of years, ever since Marks. Pardon me, I think it was a motorcycle accident, I'm not really sure. It was some form of accident and shoulder surgery and depression, and then he came back, so that's good. Didn't win the fight. Did he win? I don't remember. I have the card like pulled up on Wikipedia. No, he didn't win. Vettori won by decision. I felt like that was fair. He was landing a lot better combos. The fight stayed on the feet pretty much the entire time, and as back and forth as it wasn't the most exciting thing. But yeah, Vettori definitely had the win. So, on to the last prelim fight. Next up was one that should have been a lot more exciting than it actually was. The main event of the prelim card, doesn't seem like an important thing, but it's something that people have to get right to get people to keep watching. Clay Guida against Eric Koch. Eric Koch, very underrated. First time he's fought in a while. Clay Guida, fucking awesome. Love Clay Guida. He won by decision in what was a relatively unexciting fight. I think Guida pretty much controlled all the rounds, specifically the ends of round 2 and 3, where he had Koch on his back with a good takedown, a good mount, just ground and pounded the hell out of him. Koch did not look strong. In fact, I'm going to quickly look at Koch's record to see where he stands. Okay, no, he won his previous fight before that. Okay, that's a good sign. But yeah, this was it was an okay way to get things off. I mean, I'm always happy with Clay Guida winning. I don't think he needed the win, though. Well, he might have. I don't think he's going to be champion anytime soon, though. But Koch did a good job, so yeah, on to the main card now. Next up, we have the first fight of the main card, BJ Penn versus Dennis Seaver. And yeah, a couple of things before I go on. There was a couple of screw-ups, like, not really technically. One of the fights, I think it was the first fight actually, between, I've forgotten already, Horcher and Powell. In Powell's corner, they often pan shots over to the coaches to see who's talking, and one of Powell's coachmen, like, one of the people inside, put a water bottle on the edge of the octagon, because there's, like, that little sort of steppy thing. The girls walk around it when they represent the ring cards, that thing. A coach had put that on there, then saw it was blocking most of the view of the coaches, and he was like, he apologised and took the bottle back. I thought that was kind of funny. And there's another fight, I don't remember which one it is, and I don't remember who the referee was. It was a new one named Gary Ritter. That's who it was. I've never seen him before. This is the first time. He didn't do a terrible job. But as we know, before fights start, both fighters are supposed to be on the outside of the black line in the middle of the octagon. Well, because it's octagon shaped, so they're supposed to stay on, like, their either side. Both of them were inside and very close to each other, and he didn't bother trying to stop that, so that was a really, really bad, dumb thing. And I think there was a third thing. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, yeah. Dempsey versus BJ Penn. It was actually a pretty good fight, to be honest. BJ Penn got a really exciting pop when he got a knockdown over Siva. I don't know why it took me so long to remember. But yeah, it was a very good back and forth fight. Siva wound up surprising me a lot, and he got the win ultimately by majority decision. I feel like that was a fair call. BJ Penn, I think it might be time for him to retire, maybe Siva too. I don't really know. Anything could happen, and I'm not one to speak. But, well, I am one to speak. I have a mouth, I have a voice box, I have all these things. I'm going to move on to the next fight. But yeah, this one was okay. Probably, maybe the most exciting fight. Of what was a really bad card. Next up is another fight that should have been better than it actually was. Pardon me. Tim Means versus Alex Garcia. Tim Means is known for very technical striking, but for knocking people out as well. Garcia known for his power and his takedowns. Every time Garcia went for something powerful, and he never went for takedowns at all, which was odd because he's a really good wrestler. He is a really good wrestler, I just said. He didn't really go for any, and Means, like, every time Garcia went for a big power shot, he landed like one big right hook in the first round, like one big overhand right, and that was probably the biggest strike he landed. But Means kept countering him with a vicious jab, really good 1-2 combos, and just kept him at bay, really. Didn't really do a lot to finish, but he got the win. And I'm never disappointed when Tim Means wins, because I like Tim Means. He's a good fighter. So, yeah, and Alex Garcia is not going to suffer from this loss. He's doing pretty well for himself, so. Yeah, we're going to move on to the next fight now. Right, where was I? Sorry about that. Like, that was a random cut there. But then I had to help my mum with some stuff, so. Let's see. Tim Means versus Garcia, I'll cover that. Because Tim won. Dominic Reyes versus Joaquin Christensen. The only finish of the card that I actually got to see. Well, okay, that's not true. The first finish of the card. Because there was a couple of. Well, even that's not true, because there was a couple on the Fight Pass, but I don't get the Fight Pass, so, Yeah, so Dominic Reyes won in 29 seconds with a really good TKO. He got himself performance of the night for it. Side note, one of the other people to get performance of the night was Jeremy Kimball, but that was on the Fight Pass. Also, we beat Josh Stansbury, who, as I've established in one of the more recent UFC Ultimate Fighter seasons, I really like Stansbury. Oh my fucking lip. I say more recent, it was like a year ago now, if I think about it. Anyway, next up, Felice Herrig versus Justine Kish. I know there's no cut there, just, get used to my terrible stuff. Felice Herrig won the decision. She actually did a really good job. She showcased some really, really good wrestling. Really good submission attempts. Didn't really get to fully sink anything in, but she did a good job. Really good striking as well. Really amazing striking. So, pretty easy win for her, really. Really, really good job she did. And just in case, she's not pushover, she's still going to show up, so. Next up was a fight that kind of made me sad. Tim Boetsch versus Johny Hendricks. So, it wasn't a bad fight. Johny Hendricks, this is a second fight. This is apparently second fight middleweight, even though it's the first one to see him in. His first one was against Hector Lombard. But I don't think I saw that fight. I'm going to have to look that really quick, so just give me a sec. Let's see. Did I see that one? I think I didn't. Did I? Huh. I don't think I did see that one. I'm gonna have to look it up on my own, like, fucking YouTube account, actually. You know, this is, like, the most narcissistic you'll ever see me be, but it's to make sure. I did cover that one, okay. So, yeah. Anyway, fuck. I'm gonna have to go back to the other card now. This is slowly becoming a train wreck. Then again, you're probably used to it by now. Okay, so, Tim Boetsch won in round 2 by TKO after a head kick followed with punches. He did a good job throughout the fight, really. He was throwing off Hendricks really well. Hendricks really couldn't land his really big shots that he's known for. And, sorry, I just read, okay, I'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, Tim Boetsch got performance of the night, one of the 4 people to get it, and the last one was in the main event, which I'm just going to go ahead and read. So, Kevin Lee versus Michael Chiesa. It was a pretty good fight up until that point. There were 40 seconds left in the first round, and Kevin Lee had Chiesa in a rear naked choke. A really, really tight one. Chiesa didn't tap. He didn't go limp. It looked like he went slightly limp for a split second. And then Mario Yamasaki, who was one of the best refs ever in the UFC, called it off. He shouldn't have did that. There was 40 seconds left. I've seen Chiesa in tougher situations than that, where I know he could kick out of it. Managed to get his way out of it. But the reason I laughed was because I read ahead of the, how Boetsch beat Hendricks. Above that it says that Kevin Lee won by submission robbery, which it kind of was, to be honest. In the post-fight interview, both men said that they would like to have a rematch in December in Detroit, no less, which is where Kevin Lee's from. So, yeah, I would like to see that rematch because this was a colossal fuck-up of a main event. In a card where not a lot of the fights are actually working that well, and the only ones that did were finishes that didn't really do anything good for the ones who were finished. Sorry, I keep playing with my fan. But by which I mean... There we go. That could have been a really weird euphemism anyway. Yeah, and if in a card where not a lot was working, and I accidentally swiped off my camera, I didn't mean to, I don't know, this is just a really... It wasn't a great card, it was dull and boring, and had a main event where it should have worked, much like a couple of the fights in the card, but it didn't work. I don't know. I'm not mad at this card, I'm just disappointed. That's basically where I'm at with it, but yeah, that'll probably do it for this review. I'll see you tomorrow for my quote-unquote unboxing of of my UFC DVDs. Even though it's not an unboxing, considering that the boxes were already open when my uncle gave them to me, and I showed a bit of them in a video, so you know that they're not boxed. They're in a box, but the box has already been opened, if that makes sense. This is getting worse and worse, and it's 14 minutes of this shit now, so, yeah. See you tomorrow.